I am nothing if not a plant mom. So, of course, I spent my Mother's Day rehabbing this Monstera. Let me tell you all about it. So, this is a Monstera plant that I've had for about 4 years. And it would grow to the top of this 4 foot moss pole, and then I would have to cut it back. And I've cut it back at least a half a dozen times. And it just occurred to me that I don't want to keep cutting it back. I want to allow it to grow so I can get those really cool fenestrations, the holes in the leaves. So, my idea about rehabbing this plant is instead of growing it on a single moss pole and having all of the leaves facing one side or another, that if I grew it on a circular tomato cage, I would be able to constantly rotate the pot and have a more bushy appearance to the plant instead of all the leaves on one side or another. And I could continue to wrap them as they grew to the top of the tomato cage, wrap them down to the bottom, and let them start vining back up the tomato cage in an infinite sort of circle rotation. So here you'll see me separating the vines and repotting them and affixing them to the tomato cage. It was quite an endeavor. This video is obviously time-lapsed, and yeah, it's a 5-minute video, but really this process took me about an hour and a half. And I made sure to fertilize, and then I took all of those smaller cuttings and made them their own plant. I fertilize typically with worm castings or a product called Coop Poop, which is chicken manure pellets. Both of those fertilizers are more gentle and more holistic, and so I appreciate that about them. And here we are with the finished product. Alright, so this is what it looks like now that I am finished. The issue was it was trellised onto a single pole, and Monsteras have a front and a back side. The front side being the part that faces the sun the most often. And so what was happening with that was that I was getting a really tall plant that I was having to cut back like every other month, it seemed like. And I wanted the plant to be more bushy. And so what my idea is to put it on this tomato cage sort of thing and then rotate it so that there's no clear front or back and that it stays sort of bushy. I feel like this angle shows you most of the vision, and I still have this much growth space, or at least from here up. So that's about a foot of growth space for it. So I think that that's going to give me at least a year's time. This is a really fast growing plant. And yeah, to give you an example of what this looks like, I have these pothos and scindapsus on a tomato cage as well. And it just gives the appearance of a really full, bushy plant that I like. So yeah, this is the goal. Yeah. All right, that's it. That's the video.